I'm looking at your index.html and style sheet. The first thing I see over here in the HTML is that there is content, this heading 2 tag, inside the head of the HTML. And I'm going to just open this up by hitting return a few times. And I just want to notice also down here that everything has turned red. Whenever brackets hits an error, it turns the code red. So this is going to give us an idea of what else is going on. But it looks like up here you've got doc type declared properly, you've got HTML, the starting tag for that, you've got the head tag, and there's stuff in there that we need to move, but we also need to put the starting body tag right after the closing head tag. So I'm going to come down here to line 17 and cut that out and paste that right up there. So now the body tag is up here, and then the closing body tag is down here, and it's still red because we need to close our whole HTML tag. So the HTML tags wrap the entire document. So after the closing body tag, we need to come down and make a closing HTML tag. Oops. It looks like it made a closing body tag, and I'm going to try to make a closing HTML tag. Okay. Alright, so now that is all closed. So I've got 2 closing body tags. I don't want that. I just want 1 closing body tag and 1 closing HTML tag. And I see that it is still red because I have an open tag up here. This H1 tag is open and it doesn't have a closing H1 tag. So what I will want to do is close this H1 tag, and I'm going to just close it right there. And brackets gave me this extra H1 closing tag when I did that, and I'm going to delete that, but I'm going to come down here to yours and put that on there. So now I have this, and I have this extra style up here. I'm going to get rid of that for now, this style color navy blue, because that looks like it wants to be an inline style, and I want to link my style sheet instead. So I'm going to delete that inline style because it's not actually in its proper place anyway. So I'm going to delete that, and I'm going to delete the quotation after all. And since I am linking my style sheet in the head, that's the proper place to link it, I do not need to relink it in my document. So I'm going to delete that from my document, this secondary link down here. And then I've got it linking down here again. I'm going to delete that. And it looks like I've got it a few times. And I'm going to delete all of those links to that style sheet. There we go. Okay, so I've got this extra period down here. I'm going to delete that as well. So now you can see in my head tag, I still have one more thing I want to move. I want to move this header, this heading 2 tag, because that's content that should be displayed on the page. That should be in the body. So I'm going to go and select all this header 1 tag, or header 2 tag, all the way to the end, and cut. Now I'm going to go down underneath into the body, and I'm going to paste. So now it starts after the body tag and it's on the page. It's a header 2 tag and it's above a header 1 tag. So the header 1 tag should be bigger than the header 2 tag. But let's just save everything. I'm going to go File, Save All, and we're going to see what that did to the page. And now if I hit Preview, I can see that Urban Women's Network, which is a header 2 tag, is smaller and it's above the header 1 tag, Welcome All. And then the paragraph tag, It's Time to Come Together and Build Your Sisters Up, is right there. And then there's a dot for a list item. And we don't have a list going on yet, so we don't need that. So I might delete that as I go back. So I'm going to close the browser. I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to delete the list item. And then I'm going to see my style sheet isn't linking. And that's because where you've got link rel equals and you've got it saying style.css, that should just be called the kind of link it is, style sheet. Okay, so that should, link rel should be style sheet, and then the type text CSS and the href style CSS is over here. So this is telling it where it's going to actually link to, and that's going to link to your style sheet. That should update, but I'm going to hit File, Save All before I update it, and I'm going to preview that and see what happens. Okay, I have to be in the pane that's an HTML document in order to preview. And we can see that some of the styles in your style sheet have updated now, like the background color for the welcome all and the it's time. Those have updated. So let me just go and see why that is working and other things are not yet working in our style sheet. It looks like the HTML is all set, and now we'll work on the style sheet.